Here we are. Hello, guys. Sorry for the malfunction. We're live. Welcome to my channel. My name is Nell Nicole, and I will be your astrologer for today. I love when I get to do astrology things. Wait, I need hand lotion. Bad. Give me a second. I love when I get to do the astrology thing. Don't mind my bookcase, my mess. It's organized mess. But I come on this channel so much to talk to you guys about all things tarot. Steadily on my own back to do readings and get these readings out to you guys. But astrology is my first love. Astrology is where I began my journey, and it's where I always saw myself making the most career advancement, making the most impact on my life purpose, so on and so forth. So I'm very excited to present to you guys the Mercury retrograde in Leo, moving into Cancer, and then going back to Leo, and it actually happens today. So Mercury actually stationed retrograde, which is basically like, have you guys ever been to a planetarium where you go and you see the orbit of all the stars and all the planets, and you see how everything moves sort of like a clock? You know how you see the illustrations, or even a real clock, the actual dials that tick and turn and move, and they all have their own relativity. You know, one little cog might have 4 tick, 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 tick. You know what I'm saying? And then another one might have 144. And every time this one goes around once, this one clicks once. Like, goes around the whole wheel, this one clicks once. And then it goes around again and it clicks again. So on and so forth, right? So that's basically how the planets move, and I hope you guys are still with me. Mercury retrograde. We'll get into the communication factor. I tend to always stumble over my words because I am a Gemini rising, so I'm ruled by Mercury. Mercury is my chart ruler. Talk very fast. Mercury retrograde tends to get my speech all jumbled, but back to the point. So basically, when a planet goes retrograde in the sky, it appears to be moving. It'll appear to stop moving. It'll start to move backwards. It'll go, so like every time the planets pass over each other, they share this magnitude of energy. And so when it goes back, sometimes you have planets that retrograde and don't hit any other planets, and sometimes you have a very, very busy retrograde like the one that we're having now. Lots of aspects will be made on Mercury's journey back, like I said, from Leo, because it's stationing retrograde at only 4 degrees Leo. And so it's going to go back into Cancer a little bit, and then it's going to come all the way back through and pass through some more planets and come back into Leo. Let me slow down because I got notes. Like, y'all know I come prepared. I probably need to, yeah, I might smoke throughout this video. Don't think twice about it. If you don't smoke, don't even think about it. But I need to calm my nerves, calm my energy. Oh wait, wrong video. Okay, so Mercury retrograde it's going to be retrograde this season for a few weeks. Now the thing about it is, you always have a period of about 2 weeks or so. Hey, Pink. Right, Gemini, I need to smoke. Where they call that, like before the retrograde, they call that the shadow period. And so that's basically where we start to gear up. We start to see Mercury slow down a little bit, right? Because it's going to eventually come to this stop. And during that time, it's not like it's full effect retrograde, but you start to see the effects of it. So it's been in its shadow since June 20th, excuse me. And like I said, at first it came from Cancer, so it was kind of in its shadow while it was in those late degrees of Cancer. And so we started to see people being really, really emotionally, like wires getting crossed. It was a very weird time. I did a live actually during that time, and I just kept saying I feel like people were feeling very misplaced, not like realizing where the issues are within the machine of what it means to be nurtured. Because to me, Mercury represents your mindset. Mercury is how you are perceiving the world, right? It's your ideas, it's your mental approach towards things. So when it is in Cancer, it's a lot more, it is not really comfortable in Cancer, I'm gonna be honest, because it's like this cushy sign, and this very methodical, fast moving, like, where are we going next? What do we need to do? What do we need to communicate? So it can get a little bit aggravating. People can be very moody and like just not that pleasant to deal with, because they're voicing their uncomfortability within themselves. They're voicing their vulnerabilities. They're voicing all of these things that, like, our society is patriarchal. We're not really all that comfortable with expressing all of those really soft, mushy, gushy things. So yeah, it was in its shadow period. And then actually when it went retrograde, so today on the 7th, when it went retrograde, it went directly conjunct Mars. So these two planets together give a very, again, the moodiness, only because now it's not really due to the Cancer energy, it's due to the Mars and Leo energy. And if any of you guys have any Leo people with prominent Leo placements, if you see them when they're upset or when they're aggravated, which is all Martian things, those are all Mars things, right? Aggression, anger, frustration, wanting to initiate based off of that anger and frustration, and then it's flavored by Leo, so it's a very egotistical sort of approach and outlook and view on things. And it's conjunct Mercury, so you got this very irritated sort of pushy energy conjunct the voice, conjunct the speaker, conjunct the mindset, how we're entering into the situation through the mind first, right? So that's just aggression personified. It's like you are really, we might be feeling like we really want to come up off the hit with the shit that we're saying and the things that we're discussing right now. Letting people know how you really, really feel, right? If you're feeling like in your relationships, if people are honoring you, if people are regarding you highly enough, right? Because these are all Leo themes. And Leo is very, very prideful and egotistical, I will say it, right? So with Mars there, it just lights that Leo up, and it gets the Leo. It's no longer the nice, cuddly Leo. Now it is the beast, the lion. Okay, so let me look at my notes. So yeah, people's defenses may be going up. People may be, like I said, just a little bit quicker to say the first thing that comes to their mind if you piss them off. They're not really filtering so much or thinking so much about what it is that's being said. They just want to get their point across, and they want to come off as strong, and they almost want to intimidate you. Yeah, Regina George. Yeah, it's very pushy. It's very pushy. And then we also have a lot going on with the other planets. Y'all, it's so much to talk about. Like, I have my notes and I can't even look at them because I can't even focus. But Saturn and Pluto are there too. So yes, Regina George energy. Like, people don't want to feel like they're being pushed around. So they're going to push you around first so that they can remain like on top of the situation and in control and as an authority to the situation. But in this way, it's sort of weird because people are projecting a lot, and during this retrograde, which it's gonna Mercury is gonna go back direct on, I think, the 1st, but then we'll have another shadow period that will last until like that next 2 weeks, until the 14th of August. But from now until about the 8th, you will see people's defenses go up, and like I said, the projection of their weak side. So all of their insecurities, all of the things that they would rather kind of keep under this hard authoritative shell will be coming out to play. Let's see. Yeah, the flavor of this retrograde is, at least during the moments where Mars is in Leo, the flavor is a little bit reckless. It's a little bit emotionally reckless. And it's even more detrimental because not only do you feel these things, but you're going to want to express these things. Yeah, a lot of folks are going to want to prove that they ain't no punk bitch, that they're capable of doing certain things for themselves, that they don't need people. Like, really just wanting to tap into one's own personal power, because anytime we have planets in Leo, it is about personal power. It is about how you see yourself. Now, I'll say that. And then I'll say the Saturn and the Pluto are more so given the flavor of personal power. What is it that what do you see yourself being able to rule and control, right? So then when Mercury goes retrograde and she gets back into Cancer, now still those themes of rulership and control, and even like just unhealthy attachments, codependency because of Pluto directly opposing, directly opposing Mars when she goes into Cancer, because Cancer, Pluto and Saturn are in Capricorn right now. So when Mercury does go back into Cancer, what was I gonna freaking say? It just ramps things up and it makes people, what am I saying? I literally just lost my train of thought. Yeah, man, I just don't know, like, what the fuck was I getting ready to say, y'all? I'm pissed. I hate when I do this Gemini things, bruh. So yeah, you might see people expressing their inner anger, their inner frustrations, over what it is that they can't control. So you could see people exhibiting those negative traits that can be associated with the shadow side of Cancer. People really wanting to, like, if you've ever been in love with a lower vibrational Cancer, they try to pull you into their realm and they don't want to let you go. They want to keep you covered and like keep you in their cave, right? Because Cancers have a tendency to burrow and hoard. And so, and it's the mother, so it's a very coddling, almost smothering energy. And so with this Cancer Mercury opposing Pluto in Scorpio, or Pluto in Saturn, it's like people become obsessive. People become really, really controlling. Even because Capricorn, I always get them mixed up because they both start with C. It's irritating. Stay with me, right? Capricorn could exemplify the energy of the father. And in its shadow, like this, with those two really heavy Saturn and Pluto, and they've been there for a minute, and they're gonna be there for a minute because they're two of the slowest moving planets ever, right? But with that energy, it's asking us where our plot is, where our, like I keep saying, authority is, where our personal power is, where you stand over the situation, what you can actually put limitations on and control and bind up and say, hey, this is my thing, this is what I'm gonna name it, this is how it's gonna function, these are the responsibilities that, you know, this is like my domain, right? Pluto can get very, very controlling and domineering and like micromanage the fuck out of situations and people and things. And that's why Pluto gets a rap for being the spy of the zodiac and like being the secretive, you know, like peeping through your windows head ass nigga of the zodiac. And then Saturn is just like, oh, nope, it's 10 o'clock. You got to come in. You can't go there. Don't go down the street. Come over here. The rules are, this is what needs to happen. And if it doesn't go this way, then you are doing things wrong. And I'm trying to teach you a lesson. And let's do these things the right way, the traditional way, the way that I'm telling you, because it's the way our forefathers have done it. So pair those two energies and it's just like a very suffocating, controlling perception of how you feel you need to be in your physicality, in your physical reality. With Mercury opposing us, though, here, opposing this Saturn and this Pluto, it's also a tug of war, an internal tug of war with all of us, right? This is a collective reading. The internal tug of war that we experience between our deepest vulnerabilities and emotions and almost inner child, right? How we learn to nurture ourselves from childhood, from the mother or the nurturing source. So it's that internal like vulnerability and it's the baby, it's the wham, like, oh my gosh, this is me, this is what I need. Versus the you that is very Capricornian, like going out and doing work and not complaining. And yes, bills have to be paid. And yes, contracts have to be signed. And yes, things have to be mandated and whatever. Like, these are the rules. This is how things go. This is what you need to do to climb the ladder. There's only one way to skin a cat, is very Capricorn. Because they like the tried and true. They like to know what's going on and know how to enter into a situation and know. And like everything just has to be very exact and fit into a box and can be compartmentalized. Cancer is the exact opposite of that. Cancer is like, child, I'm going to go with my feelings. I need to go inside, listen to myself. I am the soft crab inside of this hard shell. But she will also get very like, when the soft crab gets irritated, she will become very defensive. So you're fighting against yourself. Essentially, we're all, this Mercury retrograde, going to be fighting against ourselves a little bit in terms of how we choose to communicate our vulnerabilities. Because Mercury is opposing these very strong planets and also conjuncting a lot of like very soft, mushy, well, Mars is not soft, mushy, but she will also kind of make aspect and conjunct Venus. And being that they're both going to be in Cancer at that time, it's kind of like, come on, who the fuck are you fooling? Energy, right? You're going to want to come off as really tough, but then like behind closed doors, you're weeping and fucking sobbing. Don't cuss anybody out right now that you know you really have deep feelings for and that you're going to feel like you want to come back and rectify things and like patch shit back up, because it could just get really emotionally abusive down the line if you go down that road. I think right now is the time to take the cue from Cancer and Leo to sort of center around yourself, really figure yourself out. Figure out what it is that you feel you need to heal before you can go out into the world as a whole, emotionally secure individual. Because right now, if there are any wounds within that area of your life, your emotional security, they're going to be tested, and these things are going to come up. Nobody is exempt. No one. So let me get into my notes and kind of see if I lost anything in translation. I want this video to be first like an informational, let me move over because yeah, that's the setup. First, like an informational rundown of what's going to happen. Then I'll accept readings and questions. So I will be accepting readings at the end of this sort of little spiel to see what this Mercury retrograde is going to affect, like exactly what area it's going to affect in your life. So as always, I will be accepting payments via Super Chat and PayPal. So we'll get there, but without further ado, let me look at these notes. So yeah, we're going to be expressing our inner anger, and how we act upon situations will be affected by Mars. Right, because Mars is the initiator. So when, like right now, when Mercury goes retrograde, when he stations, be careful of like just feeling really aggravated and wanting to just say whatever it is that is on your mind because of who you are or how a person is regarding you. Mercury wants to express irritation at this time. Severing ties and cutting people off could be a theme for you if you know, you're feeling affected, especially if you are a cardinal sign, being that lots is going on in the sign of Cancer and Capricorn. They're cardinal signs, and they're both squared by Libra and Aries. So if you are any of those four signs, this particular eclipse season and retrograde season might have a really, really big effect on you. You might be feeling extra sensitive. Like, did you guys hear about, who was it? A$AP Rocky. I guess he fought someone or like hit somebody and ended up going to jail. He's a Libra, cardinal sign. Shot off the hip, did too much. Now the nigga's in jail. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, I don't know what the exact reason was, but I just know for you guys right now, because of this Martian energy right now and this Mercury and all this shit going on, just chill. Get into your space. Don't let these people pull you out of your character. Do not let these people pull you out of your character. So if you do feel like you need to sever ties in order to get back into your authenticity, do that. I said drawing the line in the sand on the things that you feel do not align with the way you choose to move forward via your self-image and your pride. So while there is a tendency to overdo it, right, with Mercury and Mars being in Leo right now, trust what's coming to you. Trust your feelings. Trust your intuition surrounding whatever subjects come up for you. If you do end up getting a reading, I will be able to tell you what houses this or what house this whole energy is going down in for you, so you can see in what area in particular you kind of need to cinch your lips up in, right, and watch yourself in. But yeah, because of the Leo energy, we are being challenged to review our self-image, because anytime Mercury goes retrograde, it's basically in order to give us time to go back and review what's already happened. Mercury is one of the fastest moving planets, and because of that, she goes retrograde the most. Like, there's a lot of motion. That's why Mercury gets the reputation for being very fast moving, for being the messenger, from going from here to there, because it's like the fastest way to get from point A to point B, right? It rules over Gemini, fast talkers, fast thinkers. Virgo, again, fast thinkers, fast analyzers. Those are the people who can see something and be like, okay, nope, this needs to go here, that needs to go there. Oh, it's fixed. You know, it's because Mercury moves so fast. And she goes retrograde so much because of her fast movement. I feel like that's the universe telling us, all right, here's your opportunity to kind of mull back over the facts and make sure that everything was communicated clearly. Make sure that old projects are conveying what it is that you want them to convey. So inherently, because we have this Leo sort of Cancer mesh of things happening, it's about us and our emotions. I can tell you that much. So our thought processes and our ideas centering around how we see ourselves and how we express ourselves, in opposition with where our personal power lies. That's a conundrum. That's a whole shebang right there. A whole fucking thing. Because you have to know who you are, right? What you're in control of, where to surrender, because with control comes surrender. With emotion, you know, comes what is it? Security. So we've got to be able to balance that thing out. We've got to be able to tap into both sides of this in order to alchemize the whole entire situation so that it's not this big, oh my gosh, retrograde season. Because I hate when people do that. I hate when people make it that. It's not always that. Especially when you learn how to go along with the tides. You understand the symbolisms and the energies. And you can work with all of these things in order to really yield a positive result. It doesn't always have to be like, the sky is falling. That's what I feel like literally every time Mercury goes retrograde. The last 2 years have blown this shit up so bad. People don't know what the hell they be talking about. Fear-mongering. Going around scaring every damn body, all the common folk. And nobody offers explanation or anything. And it's just like, they just say everything that's fucked up at the time. Oh, this happened. Oh, my car broke down. Oh, my computer. Did you back up your files? I lost all of my documents. I signed this contract and I lost a lot of money. Like, it's like a fucking infomercial or some shit. I don't know. Just relax. This Cancer season, I mean, yeah, well, it's Cancer season. So this retrograde, I hate that word retrograde. Like, it's so much. But anyway, this Cancer retrograde season. Hey, Aaliyah. Yes, you can ask a question. I love when you guys talk to me. But this season, take care of yourself. Get back to your, like, catering to and nurturing your star player. Not in a selfish kid, like, childish type of way. Nurture your inner child. Don't let it run you. If you're the parent, you're not going to let the child run you. But you need, like, a healthy parent lets the child express itself, and it evaluates what the child is saying, and it helps the child understand the processes and the phases and the timing of life and how to work within that realm. You understand? You need to do that for yourself. Be that for yourself. If there is a deep emotional wound that may or may not have started from the mother, from the father, from your childhood, throughout your progression into adulthood, because these are all the things that I see. Give me 1 second, Aaliyah. These are all the things that I see when I see Capricorn and Cancer. When I see that, address it, deal with it, listen to yourself, get some help, seek therapy, talk to some people, do a free ride. Girl, you need to sit with yourself and address it. Allow the voice to tell you everything that's wrong. Take a night, cry it out, 24 hours, get you some wine, smoke a little something, do whatever you need to do. Put some music on, dance it out, meditate it out. Thank you, Aaliyah. Give me 1 second. I'm going to answer your question. But yeah, do whatever it is that you feel as though you need to do to get into your mojo, to get into your groove, and let go of anywhere where you see yourself starting to over-obsess over another person, think too much about controlling things and situations that are outside of you. The emotional aspect of whatever is going on, it's rooted within yourself. Nothing on the outside is going to change. You ever known somebody that was like super, super jealous? 9 times out of 10, it's not from the partner that they're with. It's because they're holding on to some deep, deep feelings of self-doubt or invalidation or whatever. But like, it's not the other person. It might be the other person, but it's never just the other person. The other person might be doing some fucked up shit, but also you're accepting it and you're allowing it and you're being in that and you're holding on to it. So even if you break up with that person, you might go get with another person, but you might still be feeling those deep-seated feelings of jealousy because you haven't dealt with you. Okay, so Aaliyah, if you're still here, I am taking readings, but new love in your life. I'm not taking tarot readings right now. That sounds like a tarot reading. Right now, I'm doing astrology readings. So if you want to go ahead and get a mini astrology reading, they're going for $10 right now. I am accepting payment via Super Chat and PayPal. And we can talk about what this Mercury retrograde is going to be affecting for you. So I'll move on. So yeah, once Mercury goes, like right now, we might be feeling a little bit more fiery. You may have been even feeling this fire since the shadow. You're welcome, girl. And thank you for saying I look cute. Thank you. But yeah, you may have been feeling the fieriness of it all during the shadow period. I know I said a couple things I maybe shouldn't have, you know, but such is life. And then when it goes back into Cancer, you're going to be reevaluating that shit like, dang, did I really need to go that hard? Did I really need to take it that far? Is it that person or is it me? Am I tripping? Like that energy. Because there's going to be clarity throughout, what does it say? Better clarity on how you want to enter into matters of the heart, right? Because Mercury is our mind still, but going into the place of the Cancer, that to me is like heart chakra shit, very loving, very nurturing. You can't love another person until you love yourself, right? So when it goes there, and it's also going to conjunct Venus. Wherever Venus is, she just makes things sweeter. So you're going to have more of a better chance, a better vantage point in order to see your emotional matters from a more emotional standpoint. You're not as at war with the ideas in your mind and with these Cancerian topics, and even within the opposition. That Venus there is going to make things a little bit sweeter, a little bit easier to handle, a little bit easier to alchemize, because she appreciates the Cancer so much, and she's going to appreciate the thought being on the matters of the heart. And it's like, in that way, you might be baking a couple little Debbie cakes with you and your boo. I mean, I don't know. Or maybe it's just you loving on yourself and doing some intense self-care, some intense self-love, right? So yeah, that's just that on that. And then Mercury's gonna go back direct, and she's gonna come back through Leo again. And so some of those same themes are still gonna be coming up. Like, it's gonna be quite a few weeks that we'll be juggling with these themes, but Mercury retrograde only lasts for a few. So this intense energy where like the things are gonna come up, pay attention, be a passive observer. Just watch over your life, watch over your thoughts, watch over your impulses, right? See yourself go. When you go from Mars to Venus, it's like the external, oh, let me fight for my right. Let me push. I must state my case. I must insert my thought. I must, because if I do not, I am not properly defending myself. And in this moment, that is what is important, because it's right now, because Mars is right now. Mars wants to cut the bullshit. Hey, listen, you got me fucked up here in this way in particular. Let me tell you, right? And then Mercury's going to go retrograde, and things are going to start to go awry a little bit, and you're going to be like, what the fuck? People will be contacting you. Exes always contact during this transit, so just get used to it, whatever. People from your past, people that you thought you had worked things out with from years ago, okay, will come back in and say, hey, now is the proper space for me to sort of peep through this peephole of your life. May I come in? And you can either tell them yes or you can tell them no. But I'm telling you, whatever you're saying, whatever you're like, it's going to come back around. Once that Mercury goes back into Cancer and it hits that Venus, you're going to have a total change of heart. It's like going from being that drill sergeant and that very like directive personality and that very directive like impulse within yourself to being way more receptive and really listening to yourself and what it is that you need. Because Venus, I think also, like, Venus is what we appreciate, but it's also stemmed in our internal appreciation of ourselves, our internal emotions. What pleases us? What pleases you? Right? So you're not going to be as rigid anymore. It's not going to be the same as when Mercury was conjunct Mars and you're like, Now it's going to be a little bit more like, oh, well, I really just don't like it when you do this thing, and, you know, but it makes me happy to have you around, or whatever. You might find yourself eating your words, okay? Because when it's conjunct Mars, you may be loud and wrong. I literally put, you will eat your words when Mercury goes into Cancer. Review yourself. Like, who are you? It says, are you in line with who you say you are? Are you being your most authentic self? Are you being honest with yourself when it comes to your matters of the heart and you expressing what it is that you really need? Are you a meanie? Like, I know a lot of people who, I don't know why, like, have y'all ever heard of that book, Men Love Bitches or something like that? Like, Men Go for Bitches or something, like, talking basically about how you would think a guy would want the nice girl, like the good girl or whatever, but really they go for the ones who are like very demanding and kind of brash and kind of reckless and kind of mean and like, hey, get my shit together now. Like, there's a science to it or whatever, but I just feel like right now is not going to be the time to do that, because it's just too much in the pot, too much in the mix with the Pluto and the Pluto and the Saturn down in Capricorn, where it's like that being overbearing of another person. We're all going to experience this energy. So if you're doing that to your partner, they may have dealt with it for however long, but this might be the month where they're like, girl, stop, hold on, pause, 'cause who the hell you talking to? Girl, I love you, I lay down and die for you, but who the hell you talking to? Right? And then it's gonna go back into Cancer, and you're gonna be like, well, I do love when you provide for me and when you do things for me, and like I should be way more appreciative, and like, you know, you're gonna eat your words. So are you handling matters of the heart in a way that is in line with who you say you are? Mercury retrograde is let me see, a time for us to review our old patterns, right? Tie up loose ends with decisions you've already made. So it's not a time to start anything new per se. Not a time to get into new situations, new contracts, new business deals. None of that. This is gonna, like, because if you do, you're gonna be bogged down and you're gonna be overwhelmed, Spirit is saying. If you do bite off more than you can chew right now, it's gonna be too much on your plate, because the universe is already asking you to go back and review what you've already done. So if you want to juggle being all about what you've already done, and even if you're not all about it, that shit is going to shoot up and it's going to be in your face. It's going to be all in your face. You can try to avoid it if you want to. You can barricade the doors and try to only go and do your thing, go to work and come home, but no, it's going to meet you wherever you are. And that's why I say take it easy on yourself. Do whatever you need to do to relax your mind. This is 100% about your mentality. It is 100% about obtaining and gaining mental clarity and tying up loose ends, but also untying all the knots, untying all the kinks. Mercury doesn't just keep going forward because it doesn't want you to just continue going forward and just like tying your legs up in the wires, and then tripping and falling flat on your face. Mercury retrograde is a blessing. The things that are coming up need to be dealt with. They need to be dealt with the utmost urgency. If you guys are liking this video, make sure to hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel for more videos like it. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you know when I am on. Today we will be doing live readings, but I'm just going to finish up my little dissertation of Mercury retrograde. So there's that. But I will be doing readings, live readings right after this. So yeah, a time to gain wisdom. So through processing these feelings and emotions and all of these irritations coming up and being very annoying and very intrusive and like disruptive to your world and your space, universe is giving you the opportunity to learn some. Learn some. That is what Mercury is about. Mercury is the mind. It is the vernacular for which we are able to connect with others, the speech, the language that we, you know, use to convey ideas and emotions and thoughts and perceptions and worlds, entire worlds. So especially because it is eclipse season, it's gonna be a time, like a great time for you to restructure the entire way that you're seeing yourself and your emotional self and your need to control and your fucking control issues and your family issues and all that shit is happening now. Your career issues, all that shit is coming to a head because life is cyclical. We move like a clock. We come around the same bends, the same bends, the same bends. And so within that, you have checkpoints. You have certain points that you just have to get to and you just have to be in order to continue life as we know it, continue with this expansion that is our universe, right? So this just so happens to be one of the checkpoints. People talk a lot of shit about this being the age of Aquarius and all this stuff. Like, yeah, like, nigga, for real, we moving forward. We're really going forward. We're really having to process this. This is on a micro scale and on a macro scale. Like, this is as above, so below type shit. This eclipse, this Mercury retrograde, all these planets being retrograde, all of this shit that's happening, there's so much, there's always going to be a lot going on astrologically. Let's keep that clear. Let's be clear. It never fucking stops. That is the point of what I'm saying. But right now, if you look at a chart, I probably can show you guys a chart of what's going on. It's uncanny how much energy is like pulled up within these two regions, the Cancer region and the Capricorn region. So what that's telling me is there's something very particular that we need to get through as a race, as a humanity, as a people, as a one large organism working in tandem. It's not, but it is just about you, but it's not just about you. It's about everyone else too. But it's about you and the different fractals of yourself in your life and how you're going to process it and how you're going to move forward. So right now, all this energy being pulled up, we just had an eclipse happen on like the 2nd or some shit like that. I have my list. I'm so bad with dates. I have to keep lists of everything. We just had a Cancer solar eclipse happen on the 2nd, and that was a thing. That was a thing. Hey, honey, you guys really want tarot readings today, huh? I'm doing astrology readings in just a minute. If you want to purchase one of those to see what this Mercury retrograde season has in store for you, then I can absolutely do that for you. Tarot, I might go live with tarot after this video, but there's really no telling. I gotta go cook dinner. So I don't know if I'll be back. If I do come back, it'll probably be tonight. But yeah, there's so much going on here. So it's time for a total revamp. So when you're talking about Cancer and you're talking about Capricorn, that is the home and the work life, the home and the worlds, the internal self and the external self. Who are you for real? And then who do other people know you as? So those are going to be the themes. Now, what areas that's going to affect you in? Is it going to affect you in the way you personally see yourself in your love relationship? Is it going to affect you in your home life and your work life? Is it going to reflect in your resources and then other people's resources? I can tell you all that if you purchase a reading. So if I do have anybody that would like a live reading, I know it's kind of crazy. I'm throwing y'all for a loop because I don't want to say I don't do astrology readings because I get more people purchasing personal astrology than I do astrology on live. Because it can be very daunting. Like, tarot is a little bit different. It takes less energy. But yeah, if I have anybody that would like a reading, we can move forward with that now. Hey, Miss Vernell. Aw, you just lit up my life. You just lit up my day. So, everybody, this is Miss Vernell. She just entered the room. I'm always missing her, but she's always there leaving me sweet messages on my videos and everything, and I appreciate her so much for that. If you guys could please like this video, subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you know when I'm coming out with new content. And did I say share this video? Please share this video with some people that need to hear it, because a lot of folks are out here using these terms, child, and don't know what the hell is really going on. Don't really know what's going on in real life with the retrograde. Is Mercury in Gatorade? Y'all, don't take the validity away from what's really going on and what's actually happening out here. You know, don't belittle it. And like I said, that's largely in part actually to a lot of people who are interested in astrology. You know, people will learn a term, learn about something, and I'm not gonna lie, astrologers put that connotation of Mercury retrograde being this horrible time where, like, you have to watch your step, watch your back. And then the people who are into astrology are seeing it like plastered everywhere, and then they're demonizing it even more. That's annoying to me. Like, let's not do that. Let's use every transit as a time, as a period to better ourselves, because that's why we're given more time. Don't you want another 24 hours to get it right? Don't you want another 24 hours to be a better person, to be a better you? Right? Isn't that why we're here? So if you guys have any questions about this retrograde, you can leave them in the comments. I don't think anybody's going to purchase a reading today. So there's that. But I don't do $10 readings anywhere else. My readings are only ever this cheap on live, guys. So if you want to get in, and I try to tweet, Facebook, I don't really Instagram it. I need to get better. I tweet, I Facebook, and then I tried to post the notification for this so that it would pop up on you guys is, you know, like when you go to your subscriptions and it's like, this person will be live tonight at a certain time. I tried to do that, but it just didn't work. I did it 5 times and it didn't work. It didn't post the notification. So if anybody has any tips for me on how to do that, leave those down below. If you guys have any questions for the retrograde, I will answer questions for free. If it's just like general shit, general stuff y'all want to talk about, you can leave those down below. When is Aquarius what, baby? When is Aquarius what? But yeah, you can leave me any questions. If y'all have questions now, ask them before I hop off this thing. Because if, you know, I'm Gemini. I need that stimulation. So if y'all want to talk, let's talk. Oh, when is the Aquarius reading? Oh, okay. So I did post about 6 readings so far, or maybe 7. 8. I'm on Scorpio. So, how am I on Scorpio already? Anyway, I'm going to be posting the rest of those videos within the week. I'm not going to lie. Like, I have to go to work tomorrow. Got a lot of stuff going on. My daughter has a really busy schedule. I don't know why that is, Miss Vernell. But yeah, I'm definitely going to be getting those readings out to you. So make sure you hit the notification bell so that you know when it's coming. Do you want me to do it live? You want me to do the Aquarius video live? Because I will, just because I can. For you. I haven't been doing the monthlies live, guys. They just, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I want to go back and just focus in and be with myself when I'm reading. Okay, well, I'll do all of these pre-recorded this time. I'll try to pop back in for the live to talk about some of these other transits that are going on. So I'll just run down the list real quick. So, we're doing Mercury retrograde now. I will be doing a video prefacing the full moon eclipse in Capricorn. Oh, you didn't sleep. Whoa, it's middle of the night for you, huh? In Asia. Wow. But yeah, I will be doing a video before the 16th so you guys can be prepared for this next full moon phase in Capricorn. And this is what I'm saying, talking about like all of the things that are going on between Cancer and Capricorn this month in particular, bro. Like even the sun being in Cancer, it's Cancer season. And these 2 big planets, the heavy hitters, Saturn and Pluto, being in Capricorn. Like it's gonna take a long ass time for them to get out of there. So it's just like really heavy nudging energy there. And then I will come back and do a video for the new moon that's going to be happening in Leo, actually. Do the rest of them live. Okay, I'm going to do these videos live. Monthly videos will be pre-recorded. If I get time to come back and do mid-monthlies. I've never done that. Mid-monthly readings. For one, I'm going to use this other deck that I have, which is the, what is this called? Shout out to Ashley, the girl I read for yesterday. Really, really sweet girl. She was the first person that I actually used these cards on. This is the Sacred Spirit deck. So maybe we can do some mid-monthly readings and switch up the decks, because I'm all off into this Mystic Mondays deck. You can't get this from out of my hands. Good luck trying to pull these away from me. The Romance Angels are always a hit because they're just so straight to the point and easy to work with. I don't know who's been around for those sexual cards that I have in there in my office, but those cards, I don't know. The descriptions are hard for me to read. I'm not even going to lie. The Sacred Spirit deck, not only is it the Sacred Spirit deck, but yeah. I want to get to using more love cards. I just need to find some more good decks, honestly. Ooh, you got a crush? What tarot card? Oh, these tarot cards, Pink? You're talking about these, the Mystic Mondays ones? But yeah. And then I always use the Sonia Coquette deck because it's honestly a gem. Such a gem. Such a gem. She was so masterful in how she crafted these cards. Yeah, I really love the Mystic Mondays. But anyway, Pink, I can't keep up with your conversation, your Sagittarius head ass. The Sacred Spirit ones. This ain't no tarot deck. This is not a tarot deck. These are dope too though, because like I've used them on myself and the images are so enchanting. Like, look at this nigga here. Don't you feel compelled? Don't you feel something? You're feeling something right now. The colors, look at this. You're feeling something right now. Let me see. The colors on here, like, dope. Dope. I was reading for homegirl, and she was like astonished, like thrown back. You know what? Let's pull a card. Let's pull a card. Who gonna stop us? Like this video if you want me to pull a card right now from Sacred Spirit surrounding this energy. I will pull a card for the collective from the Sacred Spirit deck and read you guys the description so that we know what it is that we need to incorporate more of into our space in order to endure this eclipse and to learn the lesson. Like this video if that's what you want. Leave a comment and say, pull a card if that's what you want me to do. I don't know if my video froze or not. Oh, thank you for subscribing all the way from Asia. Oh my goodness. That's dope as hell. Like, that's so dope. Pretend I liked it. I hate you. I cannot stand you, Pink. Oh my gosh, you're a nut, bruh. Bruh. You make my lives, you give me so much energy, it's ridiculous. All right, somebody said pull a card, so we're gonna pull a card right now. We're going to do so. Let's do it. Hone in with me, guys. Close your eyes, breathe. Let's use our collective energy. Sorry. I have to, okay? So it is what it is. Make sure you like this video, subscribe to my video for more, subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Right now, we're gonna pull this card from Sacred Spirit deck for the collective energy. So we're gonna ask Spirit, please give me whatever messages you need for the collective to know in regards to what energies we need to incorporate more of in order to be able to navigate this particular space that we are in during Cancer season with this Mercury retrograde going on, all of these oppositions in Cancer and Capricorn. What energy do we need to incorporate more of in order to move along our highest path with the highest good of all involved? For the highest good of all involved. Spirit, what messages do you have? Thank you, Ruby. Thank you, Ruby. Share this video, guys, with somebody that you think is into this type of stuff. If you have any questions, you can leave them for me. I'm going to pull... I want to pull more than one card. I don't even know how many I want to pull, but I want to pull more than one. Is this it? Okay. All right. So, we got two. Yay! Hey, newbies. Say what's up. What's going on? Actually, let me make sure I have the chat, because I be having top chat on. I don't even see all of you guys' comments. All right, so. So, first card that we got is Kundalini Rising. It says passion, ignite passion for life. So, what this is telling me here, what? I don't know what you're talking about, Miss Burnell. Wait, is that Miss Burnell? I don't even know. Give me a second, y'all. Let me read these cards. All right. So basically, the number on the card is 22. If you take 22 and, take it over to numerology, they're going to add 2 and 2, which is going to give you a 4. So it is, and if anybody knows anything about Kundalini Rising, it starts at the base of your spine where you can find your root chakra. The root chakra is the grounded chakra, the one that is in charge of, you feeling secure within yourself, you feeling safe within your space, you being able to identify who you are, what you are, how you move, where you lie. Hi, Sage. And just you, identifying with you. And when you can get clear on that, on those ideas, right? You can channel and access all of the other energies that are within you that, so you start at security and then you go up to the solar plexus, which is creativity. Then you go up to, the sacral, which is creativity. The solar plexus, which is confidence and will. The heart, which is love and unconditional compassion. The throat, which is truth, right? The third eye, which is perception and the removal of illusion. And then the crown, which is connectedness to the divine, right? And so when the Kundalini energy rises from the spine, it goes all up through all of those energies. And as you can see, it's crowning him. He's on fire. He understands his purpose. He understands his space in this life. And he is a whole human being. He is whole. Hey guys, I'm not taking tarot questions right now. But I am going to read the description for this card. So that was just my intuitive sort of interpretation of it. So with this season going how it's going, I could definitely see this being sort of a purification of the heart, a purification of the spirit. Like I said, eclipse season, which this retrograde falls into an eclipse season, is always about how we can switch things up. It's like a portal. It's like an energy. Eclipses is when the sun and the moon and everything is kind of like just in the same space, right? And like I said, when the planets go conjunct and when they pass over each other, they have a magnitude of energy that they share. And with all this stuff happening kind of around the sun, with this moon, there's a purification happening. Throw on top of that all these planets in retrograde, we're being asked to review ourselves, to go through the fire, to become like the phoenix, right? And rise again. I'm even sort of getting this same sort of imagery in my mind as I'm thinking and I'm processing this, all of this. So the Kundalini is asking you to like, you have to be an authentic spirit and like authentically resting in yourself in order to even be able to experience that. Like, I've not experienced it. I've experienced certain sensations, but I'm sure I've not experienced the full 100% awakening that happens when people go through that. I've done extensive research on it. Like, I'm well versed as far as like, you know, sort of what coming upon that is. I'm at that spot in my journey. But this could definitely be a time where a lot of us are going to be awakening, moving into that age of Aquarius. This is just another kink we need to work out in order to move along our divine path. So let's go ahead and read the description for Kundalini rising. I wish there was a way I could put it up on the screen. I guess I could hold it. Give me a second. All right. So it says, I want to hold it up. Kundalini energy is non-denominational. It resides within every person, regardless of their culture, religion, or location. Often visualized as a great snake, the serpent of Kundalini energy has been coiled around the base of the spine since birth. Awakening Kundalini causes the energy to ignite and rise through the chakras. It ignites up each chakra, giving each one an energetic boost along its way, continuing towards the higher crown chakra and beyond. Rising Kundalini can trigger positive and negative experiences. A spontaneous awakening can be triggered by extreme events, like an eclipse, in your personal life, such as abuse, trauma, accidents, major life events, extreme stress, and drug use. So I've named multiple, like, I've named abuse because of that Pluto in that Capricorn. Don't be abusing people or abusing yourself, allowing yourself to be abused, right? Trauma, which could be, you know, you guys going back and reviewing your life, maybe areas where trauma hasn't necessarily been dealt with. Accidents, Mercury retrograde, so make sure you're tying up your loose ends. If your brakes been going out, go get them checked out before Mercury goes retrograde, because you could be on a trip to the damn grocery store and lose your life, because it's just a time for shit to, like, if it's fucked up, fix it now. If it's fucked up, it's gonna come to the surface that it's fucked up. So you better fix it before it fixes you. It just is what it is. So on and so forth. Major life events, an eclipse, Mercury retrograde, stuff coming up for you in your life, right? So that could all trigger this Kundalini rising. Being unprepared can leave you feeling lost in life, overwhelmed, depressed, or fearful as the body and brain struggle to comprehend its intensity, choosing to restrict its movement. So if you go through this and you're not preparing yourself, you're not taking care of yourself, you're not sure of how, like, your mind is not clear as far as how to enter into this, having this much of an intense experience. So think of the Kundalini rising just as the overall theme for this eclipse, for this retrograde, right? Pink, you get on my damn nerves. If you go into this situation just really being reckless and not centering in. Like, as you can see, he's very focused. I don't know what the fuck he's looking at, but he's focused in one area. He's allowing the energy to come up. He's allowing his body to be a conduit. He's allowing himself to process it. It seems like he's even passively observing whatever is going on with his body. He's literally on fire and he's not moving. And the people that I know who have experienced the Kundalini rising, the intensity of that energy, have said that it is a very physical sensation. You feel that shit. It's not just like a figurative type of thing, which is coinciding with the themes of this eclipse. It's gonna be a very physical, in your face, very real reality of whatever it is that you need to address and whatever it is that you need to sort of face in order to gain your personal power back. All these same themes. It says, in a more controlled environment, yoga practice, intense energy work, and meditation can also release this potent energy. If you have a limited ego structure and are ready to surrender, we talked about surrender. Rewind the tape. We talked about surrender. If you are ready to surrender to your Kundalini, you will pass through this experience with minimal complications. Same thing I'm saying about Mercury retrograde. If you go into it yelling and screaming, oh, what the fuck, Mercury's in Gatorade, da, 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 you're gonna have that outcome. If you go into it balanced, like, you know what, I'm just going to observe what happens. I'm going to watch my words. I'm going to listen to my thoughts. I'm going to review my thoughts before I speak. And I'm going to just let this retrograde expose whatever needs to be exposed about me to myself so that I can fix myself. You're going to have a much better time. It's going to be minimal complications, like they're saying. Ultimately, how you receive this awakening depends upon your outlook on life. Continual spiritual work is recommended now to remove any self-restrictions you may have in your life. So what I take that to mean is how you take this whole next 30 fucking days, or even shit 60, all the way up until the 14th of August is what I would say. So maybe not 60, but 40 or so days. Is gonna depend on your mentality. Do y'all know anybody that's ever dropped acid? I'm so fucking random. But no, like, this is giving me, so with Mercury being a planet that facilitates how our mind works, going retrograde, going through this purification, passing the sun, passing Mars, passing Venus, doing so much, opposing these two big major authoritative planets, like, come on. Has anybody ever dropped acid? Like, when you do that, they tell you, I have friends that do it, they tell you that you cannot take a trip if you're in a negative mind state, because your trip will inherently be negative. If you enter into it, because everything that we do, we enter into it through the mind first. So if you go into it and you're like, oh my God, this is gonna be fucked up, oh my gosh, everything that's happening is just a disaster, I'm losing it, whatever you tell yourself is gonna boomerang right back to you. So what this is saying is, when you're going through this intense energy, it literally says how you receive this awakening depends on your outlook on life. So, like I said, don't overreact. Right now, you're heading into unfamiliar territory. Empathy for others increases while the interest in your own life begins to step into the shadows. I take that as to mean, like, just your interest in the bullshit, the self-serving bullshit, the controlling for the sake of your need to control another will leave you once you realize what opening your heart can do for yourself and for humanity, right? As you begin to realign your life, you may be asking, who am I? Releasing patterns and conditions the self has placed on the psyche. These are literally all the same, like, can't make this shit up. This is all the same stuff that we're going through with this Capricorn and Cancer energy. Especially you add in that little spice of Leo. Who am I? That's the self-identification energy. Releasing old patterns and conditions that the self has placed on the psyche. It's time to realign. Begin your unique blueprint. Who are you? You get the time. You get the time and the space to redetermine that what that means for you. Like, who you really want to be. Currently, you are dissolving personal patterns that are no longer needed. If it's not serving you at the highest level, it will be soon removed. The release of Kundalini energy can herald great change. Access the success of your coping strategy. Access the success of your coping strategies during stressful and emotional periods. So, beware of overspending, beware of overeating, damn. Yeah, if something is leaving you, let it. Trust in the transitional energy of, you know, energy is never dies. It's just transferred, you know. Realize that everything is connected, but also it's really just going to be about how you choose to deal with your mental, how you choose to deal with yourself, how you're speaking to yourself, how you're nurturing yourself through this time, because so much is going to pop up, guys, I'm telling you. It says, forever changed by your experiences, reignite your fire and passion for life by connecting to your inner spark. The affirmation is, I am my own healer. I hear these messages loud and clear. And the guardian angel, let me see. What does this say? Guardian angel, who knows how to pronounce this? Melahel? Removing toxicity and self-expression. So you're being guided by this angel to help remove toxicity from yourself and to help increase self-expression. So it's about not caging yourself in to any worldly way of being, connecting to your inner divine light and really letting that be your guiding light and defining factor of who you are. So let's go ahead and pull, because the next card that we have is Divine Will. Isn't this beautiful? Like, wow. Wow. Let me put it up here. Wow. The number on this card is 12. So this is about the inner child. 1 and 2 in numerology is a 3. 3 is creativity. It is of the solar plexus chakra. So it is confidence. It is security. It's everything from the root to the solar plexus. So it's the confidence, it's the security, it's the creativity. It's the freaking, what does it say? Divine will. It's you taking ownership of your birthright. It says let go of fear, confidence, having the fucking guts, having the balls to surrender. Do you see this dude? He's being fucking struck by lightning, but he's looking like he's being supercharged the fuck up. Like simultaneously, both things are happening. So let's read what's going on for this card. So it's the number 12. Give me a second. Trust the path. Let go of fear. If you guys like this video, make sure to give it a like, subscribe to my channel, and hit the notification bell so you can know when I'm live. And share this video with somebody that you think might need it. So divine will. Accepting that there is a divine plan for every human being. Divine will is the process of our human experience to this unique blueprint. Every culture and religion has a narrative of their creator or personal God and their relationship with the human soul or spirit. That an overall plan exists for the outcome of humanity in each individual is a concept of this belief. While divine will is the concept that there is a divine universal plan for all of us, it still acknowledges that people will have free will and the potential to make choices that lead us down this path. In essence, surrendering to divine will allows you to remove self-blocking patterns and tendencies that lead you away from your true divine purpose here on earth. Let me read that again. In essence, surrendering to divine will, here again is that word surrender, allows you to remove self-blocking patterns, Saturn and Pluto, and tendencies, Mars, that lead you away from your true divine purpose here on earth. Everything that is Cancer right now. Because we need that love. We need that nurturing. Currently, you are being asked to stop. Stop trying to force a door open. Whoop. Okay, Spirit said, halt. Who goes there? Okay. Your resistance will continue to make distance between you and your desired outcome. So the more you feed into that Mars energy and the more you're fighting and you're thinking you're doing the right thing because you're taking control and you're being the domineering one in a situation, the further you are being taken from your desired outcome. The overall picture is much bigger than you can see right now. That is why you have divine will, right? Trust in your unique path in that you are exactly where you need to be, right here, right now. Pray on it. Meditate on that if you need to. Surrendering to the universe and to divine will is removing the internal fight of being in control of every possible situation. Control issues, let go of those. That's that Pluto and that Saturn in Capricorn. It says, removing the internal fight of being in control of every possible situation issue and scenario that may not eventuate, surrender that to the universe, right? When you stop and surrender, you can live freely, having a new sense of freedom in letting go of the events or circumstances that you simply cannot control. Everything will always be received in divine timing. Sometimes when we work so hard at achieving a goal or an outcome, it can be marred and setback after setback. This does not mean you will not receive success. So with Mercury retrograde, like it might feel, like I said at the beginning of this video, you might be very raw, like a raw nerve, feeling irritated as fuck right now. Because she's testing you and who you say you are, then going back into, she's coming from the heart space and it's like, oh, we're already raw Cancer season. Then she's testing you and she's like, girl, what you gonna do? And then she goes back into the rawness. So it can feel a little bit daunting. It can feel like you're being set back, like things are being taken from you, or like, you know, you're being asked to humble yourself a little bit. But don't trip. It says this does not mean you will not receive success. More that you need to adjust and be open to a new approach to receive the outcome or resolution that you desire. So be a little bit more open-minded. This is where the self-care is going to come in. This is where tending to your own wounds is going to come in, right? Because you need to sort of know where you need to be more open. So you need to know where your blockages are. It says, you may need to acknowledge, however, that the door isn't ready yet, or that it's physically not meant to be opened by you. The affirmation is, I let go of control and surrender to divine synchronicity. The guardian angel Hasdiel is with us, and he rules over generosity, tolerance, and community projects. So if you can't deal with your own life and you just can't deal with yourself, go do some charity work or something. Pluto is not Pisces energy. Pluto is actually Scorpio energy. So it's like, I don't know. I feel as though people give the two sort of some of the same overlapping themes. Like you'll hear people sometimes say Pluto is the granddaddy of the planets. It's the oldest. It's the one that rules over the ancestors. And then you'll hear people say that about Pisces too, that Pisces is the grandfather because it's the last sign and it's the most mature sign. And it's the one where things go to disintegrate and become one again with the, you know, ethers and everything like that. But they're not the same energy. I think what ties them together is the Scorpio and the Pluto, the watery aspect of it, the very deep emotional. Like water holds memory. Water is very old. We're recycling the same water over and over again, so it holds on to ideas and like it facilitates life everywhere we go on this planet, right? So it sort of is seen as this very deep well. And both Scorpio and Pisces hold this very deep archetype because they are water signs. Same thing with Cancer, but Cancer is a little bit more shallow. I heard, okay, D-Lo the Pilot Man, Flight Boss. If y'all know Flight Boss, say something. Let me know you know Flight Boss. So he did this interpretation and it stuck with me ever since the first time I heard it. It was about all the water signs, and basically he said, so Scorpio, right? Envision Scorpio as being a person who is in the ocean, in the middle of the ocean, no land in sight. All the way deep down in the bottom to the point where a human couldn't even travel because the density and the pressure, the water pressure is just too much. That's Scorpio. Scorpio is in the darkness. Scorpio is in the water. If the water is the emotion, Scorpio has been taken down under and is in the underbellies and is just like brooding down there with all of the sunken ships, all of the lost memories. Atlantis is down there. All the ancient shit that we don't really know, right? This is Pluto, right? All the ancient shit we don't know how much or how many people have been lost to the waters. Pluto, well, anyway, that's Scorpio. Pisces is a person who is from an island and wanders off into the water and sort of just floats and goes wherever it goes. It might get taken under by a wave. It'll float back up to the top because they're not worried. They don't care where they go. They don't have a destination. Wherever they are, there they are. You know? They can get along anybody. They float on this island and they go away, and they float on that island and they go away, and they're just sort of buoying, right? Chilling. That's Pisces, because they can blend into any situation. They don't really have a care in the world. They're chilling. And then you have Cancer. Cancer is like the crab that is on the shore, that can go into the water, can step into the emotion when it wants to, but it can also go back into the sand when it wants to, because it's not obligated to be in the water or of the water. So in that way, you can kind of see the similarity between Pisces and Scorpio. But Pisces is way more of an optimistic, fantasy, trusting, faith-having energy. Scorpio is much more pessimistic, just down, has seen the depths of the depths, how deep the thing can go, how rancid the thing can become, how moldy and just, what is that stuff, sea moss or whatever? It's just like everything's covered in burn, burn, the SpongeBob sound or whatever, like the sound on the shore when it's like rancid fish, or I don't fucking know. But Scorpio is so much deeper. That's why it's connected to Pluto. Pisces is actually ruled by Neptune. Neptune is the one that rules over the fantasy aspect, that allows Pisces to have the dream, to allow reality to seep into nothingness and see what really is, because all of this world that we're in is really an illusion. So Pisces has the superpower of actually being able to see that. The rest of us panic when we look at Pisces, because it's like, girl, don't you see what's right in front of you? Like, what is going on? Where's your head? Where's your brain? What's going on? What world are you living in? And Pisces is like, I don't know, but it's all gonna be okay, because I believe, because I have faith. So yeah, I don't know if that touched on what you asked, Miss Vernell, but I went on a tangent anyway. All right, it says someone dropped their $100. I don't know. What's my zodiac sign? My zodiac, so I am an Aquarius sun, a Libra moon, and a Gemini rising. Yeah, it's a pretty good mix up there, if I do say so myself. All air. I can be quite flighty, which is why you guys don't see me sometimes. But I'm getting better, because I also have a Capricorn stellium. So as I get older, I get better with time. Check for me. Check for your girl. Okay, so if you guys have any more questions, I will be taking those now. If not, if nobody says anything in the next couple minutes, I'm gonna get off of here. I gotta go cook dinner. So thank you guys so much for joining me. My carpet, my little rug, you like, oh, my $100 bill. Yeah, you said somebody dropped a $100 bill. I'm always running around like, my blue face 100. I remember when I got that rug, I was so happy. Like, it makes me so happy. It just reminds me to be grateful. It reminds me to have gratitude every day when I wake up and I step out of my door. But yeah, guys, I love you so much for joining me. Please like this video. Make sure to subscribe to my channel and share this video with anybody that you think may find it useful. As always, if you would like a personal reading with me, all you have to do is go to nelnicole.com, click on the book a reading tab, and you can purchase either an astrology or a tarot reading, or both, girl. Do whatever your pocketbook allows you to do. How would the Leo retro affect a Leo rising? Okay, so now you want a reading. I will tell you in general terms, but to get the full shebang, you got to buy a reading, sir or ma'am. A Leo rising would feel this energy, I'll say, in the themes of themselves, how they see themselves physically, their personality, their outward personality, how they're presenting themselves to the world versus their internal psyche, certain mental insecurities that they may have, and also in relation to the partnerships that they may choose. So romantic life, how you see yourself, and also how you're processing things within your mentality are going to be highlighted for you, King Taurus. What is the Capricorn stellium? So, ladies and gentlemen, a stellium is classified as, you're welcome, King, you're welcome. A stellium is classified as anytime you have 3 or more planets conjunct in a chart. Conjunct is when the planets are very close. within, I say within my astrology, within 8 degrees of each other, if the planets, 5 degrees is really it. 8 is a stretch. 8 is like, okay, I'll give you that conjunction. If a thing is 5 degrees within the next planet, you can definitely feel it. If it's less than 5 degrees, like 0 to 5 degrees away, they're sharing energy. So yeah, I have a Capricorn stellium. I have Neptune, Uranus, North Node, Mercury, and Saturn, all in Capricorn. So I think I am a pretty Capricornian being. I tend to get along with those types. We're real no nonsense, but also my Gemini rising makes me seem like a goofball. So it's cool. It throws people off because I'm really serious. I'm actually way, way serious. Like, I can suck the fun out of a situation if need be. Call me. Who you gonna call? Nell Nicole. No, I'm just playing. Do I believe in dimensions like 5D, 6D? I absolutely do believe in dimensions. I will say that discussion can become very fan fiction-y, kind of like, but in essence, I do believe that we live in a fractal universe, as above, so below. I just think it's silly to think that we are the only manifestation of matter and energy in the entire universe. What? So yeah, I'll say it like that. I'm not going to say I have any particular theories on the dimensions, how to access them, when we get there, how we get there, what we're moving through, because people are always like, we're in 3D, now we're in 4D, now we're in 5G energy, now we're in the 9th dimension. Like, it's interesting for sure. I don't know if we know, like, do we have the capability while we're in this human, like, thing that we're in, body or whatever, like this reality that we're in, do we even have the capability and the level of perception to be able to identify what these different dimensions are, or where they are, or how they are, or what the function is within those realms, like how things and energy and matter moves, like what the laws of those realms are? I don't think we know. Maybe a couple people know. I don't fucking know. I don't know. You learn a lot through meditation, bro, but I think mostly when we are trying to do all of this shit, we need to really just focus on ourselves, because you are the only thing that you can listen to from the inside out. You see what I'm saying? Like, you can do telepathy on your damn self. You feel me? You know what you're thinking all the time. You have telepathy, my nigga. You can access your own mind and control it and program that thing and tell yourself what you want yourself to, like, that is amazing. You have a vehicle, right? And like I said, as above, so below. So when expressing those possibilities, I mean, look at yourself. Look at me. I just expressed the two of the dimensions that Nell Nicole holds. I have one dimension of myself, or one fractal of myself, or one part where I can be very studious, very academic, very compartmentalized in my thinking. And I have another aspect that's very youthful and very jovial and like really joking and like trickster type of energy, right? Where I like to just shoot the shit. But I'm the same person, and those two things exist within the same being. So like, why do I feel as though this world is the only world? If I'm just a smaller version of everything else that's going on, then I know there must be other modes. There must be other channels in this bitch. You feel me? Oh, I thought somebody was coming in. Meditation is very powerful, and you think you can't do that. Meditation is powerful. It's very weird that you mentioned that. I actually wrote a book in 2016 on meditation. I just haven't gotten an editor yet. I know where to go to publish it and everything, but I want somebody to review it, and I want a really sick, sleek design. I got my cover already made and everything. I do graphics and stuff like that when I need to. Hey, Champagne C, what's going on, girl? But yeah, meditation, you can access it. I actually have a book. I don't know where I put it. It's probably on the shelf. I'm not going to get it because my pants don't match my top right now. But we can all access states of meditation. We can all. For some people, it's easier to psych themselves out because you just think too damn hard. The book that helped me get into meditation was by a man named Eckhart Tolle. And the book is called The Power of Now. And it basically talks about realizing the fact that in order to meditate, yes, girl, I went over the whole entire thing. So I'm getting ready to get off in maybe like a few minutes after I get done rambling and questions are done. And then you'll be able to review it. Like, you'll be able to start the video over and watch it from the beginning. But yeah, he has this ideology. It's not his in origin. He picked it up from somebody. But basically, he talks about looking at the mind as a tool, as opposed to self-identifying through the mind. Because really, like, you know, I'm a person that has anxiety. So there's people out there that have anxiety, that have depression, mental illnesses, and things that go on within the brain where you're thinking so much and you're so focused on a certain neural pathway, right? Which is basically like where things happen in your brain, how you process things mentally. You're welcome. And thank you for coming through. But yeah, like, so people focus on that so much that they think that it's them, and their body begins to function based off of that reaction. So like me, my anxiety, I tend to grit my teeth even when I'm asleep. Like, it's just something that happens because my brain is like, oh, this is what's going on, this is what my mind is on. Protect yourself, embrace yourself, do what you need to do because you're not in control of your life. Oh my God. So the anxiety comes and I grit, right? But when I'm in a state in my life, because, you know, we have on times and off times where I'm doing my meditations and I'm really doing my, you know, my sleep healing and my sound healing, and I'm drinking my water and I'm just in alignment, you're able to, he calls it going through the back door of your mind, and just observe yourself having thoughts, releasing the tension and energy in your body, and basically rewiring yourself to where you can still have those thoughts. You can still be yourself, but you begin to detach from your mind in a way that is actually very healthy for your body and for your person. Because you are not your mind. Your mind is a tool that is readily available to you when you want it. You can control it. I can say, right now I'm going to go read this book and focus and read the book. I can't say, right now I'm not going to breathe for 10 minutes and still be alive when I'm done. Certain functions of your body just happen because they happen. Your mind is a tool. You can pick it up and put it down when you want to, right? So he calls it going through the back door. And so you sit there and you're in your meditative state. So you're sitting on your pillow or back against the wall, lying down, wherever you need to be. I usually get very comfortable just in case I nod off. So I'm back against the wall or laying down or something like that. And you just sit and you breathe. And then after you're focused on your breathing, you're gonna start to think, and thoughts will come in, but you'll be way more relaxed because you've delivered the oxygen everywhere into your body, and you're just there and you're just existing at that point. But you're occupying your body more than your mind. You never realize how much your brain can hold up your breathing. When you watch a scary movie and the music intensifies, your heart is beating, but you're like, and that's why your heart is like, where's the oxygen? What the fuck's going on? Oh my God, right? And you're in your mind and you're scared and you scream because they've taken you on a trip. They've taken you on a trip. So when you need to get back into yourself, realize that your body is a space for you to occupy, not just your mind. You can take your mind off of things, literally and figuratively, you know? So more about that, go read the book. It's a great book. And I wish you the best of luck on your meditative journey, because that is a major key. A major key, especially now that we're so attached to our phones and everything is so technology based. I don't even have to leave my house and I can get Wendy's delivered to my crib. Who wants Wendy's delivered to their house? By the time it gets to you, it's soggy, but it's convenient. And so we're glued to our phones, and our levels of anxiety in our children are at an all-time high right now because they've never seen a world without the smartphone epidemic. It's sad. So take your time and meditate. You want to go to another dimension. Yeah. Oh, well, I guess I could kind of round it out. So after you get into your body and everything, you just watch the thoughts go. And you, like, as they come, you just let them go. And you don't trip. And then after so long, you start to realize you don't need the thoughts. And then you just have space. It is very relieving. It's very full. It's weird. Yeah, it's dope. Really dope. Some people offer really good guided meditations. Those are dope because all you got to do is just chill and follow directions. And even if you get off track, the person's not physically there, so they don't know. All you have to do is just correct yourself and breathe and get back into it. If you want to skip dimensions, you trying to get on some astral projection type stuff or something. Like, you trying to do something else. But even then, like, yeah, I guess you are skipping dimensions. I think the dream state is a dimension. Hey, Ajane. How are you? Thank you for joining me. I'm still here, guys. I'm answering questions, I guess, now. This turned into readings, from readings to answering questions. But if you are here interested in seeing more about the Mercury retrograde, all that info is within the first 60 minutes of this video. So it's a good chunk of information. Make sure to review it. Make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel for more like it. Check out my moon sign videos. I've released half of the monthlies already. Yeah. So, any more questions, guys?